First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Welcome to First at 5 from WUFT News. I'm Alexus Cleavenger.
And I'm Jacob Sedesse. Thank you for joining us.
We're just 2 weeks away from Election Day, and early voting has already started in Alachua County.
That's right, and with that comes a lot of interest in the Gainesville mayoral race.
WUFT News and the Gainesville Sun are co-sponsoring a debate between the two candidates. WUFT's Kendall Brandt joins us live now for a preview of what we can expect tonight. Kendall.
Alexis and Jacob, I'm here at the UF Levin College of Law, where the two candidates for mayor will face off in a debate at 7.
Ed Bolarski and Harvey Ward went into a runoff race after the September 13th election. Bolarski is the former GRU general manager. Ward has served on the city commission for 5 years. I spoke with both candidates when their campaigns kicked off earlier in the year. Bolarski told me his focus if elected mayor would be stability of government and stronger fiscal responsibility. Ward says he wants to continue serving his hometown and the Gainesville community.
I've seen the way the city commission has devolved, and it really needs somebody at the top. It needs some leader that can take them through the dysfunction that they're now seeing.
This community means a lot to me. I have roots here. I feel like Gainesville's been very good to me, and I feel like it's my responsibility to be a part of this community.
Let me show you the setup we have going on for tonight's debate. I'm actually one of the panelists that I'll be asking candidates questions, and I'm really excited to do that. We just finished our rehearsal, and the candidates should be arriving soon. You did have to pre-register to be a part of tonight's live audience, and unfortunately, all of our free tickets are sold out. Reporting live in Gainesville, Kendall Brandt, WUFT News.
Thanks, Kendall. To recap, our Gainesville mayoral debate runs from 7 to 8 p.m. tonight. You can listen to it all live on WUFT 89.1 FM, or you can watch the live stream on our website or the website of our co-sponsor, the Gainesville Sun. A TV recording will air 3 times on WUFT TV, with the first showing at 8:30 p.m. this Friday.
Alachua County leaders are responding to controversial flyers promoting a ballot item that could switch the Alachua County Commission to true single-member districts. Right now, they're supposed to live in different districts, but everyone votes on all 5. If changed, you would only elect the one from your part of the county. The Alachua County NAACP joined community members today to express frustration about misleading flyers. The flyers make it seem like the NAACP always supports single-member districts and encourages people to vote yes on the ballot question. It includes images and old quotes from Charles Chestnut and Rodney Long, who both oppose this referendum. Community member Julie Robital says she was shocked to see the mailers.
It just, when I found these two mailers in my mailbox, I thought, this is just not right. This is not the United States. It's just sad that this is a deliberate attempt to deceive people.
Local NAACP President Evelyn Fox says she's filed a complaint at the state level.
Floridians are talking today about the only debate in the race for governor. Last night, Republican Ron DeSantis and Democrat Charlie Crist appeared together on stage in Fort Pierce. They answered questions about everything from inflation to immigration to abortion.
I just think we're better when everybody counts. I understand not everyone's going to be born in perfect circumstances, but I would like to see everybody have a shot. I'm proud of the 15 weeks that we did. I know Charlie Crist opposes that, even though the baby is fully formed, has a heartbeat, can feel pain, and can suck their thumb.
He wouldn't answer your question. Do you want to ban abortion completely? He never got to it. He talked about Jamaica. I don't want to ban abortion. I want to make sure we keep a woman's right to choose available to the women of the state of Florida. And I want to make sure that we don't have a governor in the future who wouldn't even allow exceptions for rape or incest.
The debate was delayed 2 weeks because of Hurricane Ian.
Now, Jacob, last week I was all bundled up in my winter coats, and this week I brought back my tank tops and my shorts.
I know, I wasn't sure how much I was going to miss this heat until it was gone. WFT's Derrah joins us now to tell us how much longer we can expect this heat. Derrah?
Right now, temperatures across North Florida are in the low 80s. It's Feeling a bit more cool in Palatka and St. Augustine. Outside on our campus cam, beautiful blue skies out, partly cloudy. It feels like 81 degrees. Over the next couple of hours, temperatures are going to continue to decrease. Right now we're in the low 80s, and our overnight low tonight is going to be in the low 60s. I'll have more on that in my full forecast coming up. Back to you.
Thanks, Derrah. If you can't wait to vote this year, early voting in person could be your ticket. Depending on your county, early voting is underway or coming soon. About half of Florida counties opened up early voting yesterday, including Alachua, Marion, and counties with much bigger populations. Sumter joined in today, Gilchrist and Dixie will tomorrow, and Columbia County will begin voting on Thursday. Every county must be up and running by Saturday, and that's when Sewanee and Union will start. Every county must offer it through the following Saturday, but the last Sunday before the election is optional.
Some analysts expect a pink wave this midterm with higher turnout among women. They say abortion could drive turnout along with inflation and crime. NBC's Bree Jackson sampled women voters from both parties in Georgia, one of the key battleground states.
All right, guys, you ain't got all day.
A wave of energized women are determined to make their voices known.
I think it's a critical election. I think the choices are clear and the issues are major. And if you don't come out and vote, then you have no say in those decisions.
We have to make sure that the people that we have in office care for us as well.
With life-changing issues on the line and which party holds power in Congress at stake, we're seeing a surge of women registering to vote and casting their ballot. There's a renewed sense of urgency for female voters to elect candidates who share their beliefs. In 2018, we saw a record number of women elected to Congress. Some called it a pink wave. Now that term is being used to describe the high number of women expected to vote in this midterm election, driven largely by the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. After the High Court's ruling, women on both sides of the abortion debate showed up in droves for rallies. Now they're using their vote to send a message.
I do have very strong beliefs on abortion, and I'm very happy that Roe versus Wade was overturned.
I just think that we are a country based on freedom and the freedom to choose what happens to you individually.
Sarah Chernakors tells me she has 3 daughters. 2 of them are able to vote. She says issues like protecting a woman's right to choose is top of mind for them.
I do believe it will bring more women out to the polls.
But Aviana Brew says it's household budget issues like higher costs for housing, food, and gas that are driving women like her to vote.
I agree with you. The pink wave is coming, but I think it's going to be very surprising how it turns out.
It remains to be seen which party, red or blue, most benefits from the increased interest in this year's midterm election, but it's clear certain female voters are motivated.
Coming up, we're learning more about a shooting in a Missouri high school.
Who was the gunman? How is the community coping? We'll have these answers for you as soon as we get back.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Police have identified the person responsible for killing 2 people and injuring 7 others in a shooting at a Missouri high school. Authorities say 19-year-old Orlando Harris graduated from the school just last year. While families are still mourning the loss of those who died in the tragic incident, the community is praising officers for their quick response to engage and take down an active shooter.
This could have been much worse. The individual had almost a dozen 30-round, high-capacity magazines on him. So that's a whole lot of victims there. But because of the quick response, that suspect didn't have the opportunity to turn this into, it's certainly tragic for the families and it's tragic for our community, but it could have been a whole lot worse.
Police suspect Harris had a mental illness. They found a note in his car claiming a lonely life, no family, no social life. It has been a perfect storm for a mass shooting.
And our top international story is the UK now has a new prime minister, and he's already making promises of change for political and economic stability. NBC's Kelly Kobiela has more from London.
Well, yet another conservative politician is in charge of Britain, the third conservative prime minister in just 7 weeks. His name is Rishi Sunak. He took over from former Prime Minister Liz Truss this morning after an audience with the King. Sunak is the country's first prime minister of color. His parents, a pharmacist and doctor, came to this country in the 1960s from India. He's also the youngest prime minister in 200 years at just 42 years old. He attended some of the country's best schools, including Oxford. He also attended Stanford and worked as an investment banker for Goldman Sachs. He was the finance minister under former Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and he was largely credited for saving millions of businesses and keeping people employed during the COVID pandemic. But he had to spend billions to do it, and he now will have to make drastic cuts in order to balance the books and try to get the economy back on track. Sunak, like his predecessor Liz Truss, was put in place by members of his own party, not in a general election, and his political opponents are already calling for a general election now.
Now, it may be hard to find a pair of Yeezy sneakers at your closest Adidas store, and rapper Ye's most recent tweet storm is the reason why. Adidas dropped its contract with Ye after he publicly made anti-Semitic comments. The popular retail store is not alone in taking action against the rapper. Fashion house Balenciaga has also cut ties with Ye, and both Twitter and Instagram have blocked his accounts. The German sportswear giant says the move may cost it 250 million euros this quarter, or roughly $246 million. In a release statement, the German company said it does not tolerate anti-Semitism or hate speech. Adidas called Ye's recent comments and actions unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous in violation of company values. November is right around the corner, and I still haven't seen any of that fall chilly weather.
I know. I heard the temperature's dropping soon, so maybe you'll finally get to break out those coats.
Yes, I would love that.
Derrah is back to tell us more about this weather. Derrah?
We're tracking a cold front bringing more rain Wednesday morning. I'll have details on that after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Over the next couple of hours, we are going to be dropping our temperatures quite a bit. Right now, we're in the low 80s, and as that sun begins to set, we'll be dropping into the 70s, and tonight's overnight low is going to be in the low 60s, 62 to be exact. As we head further south, warming up by just 1 or 2 degrees, 63 in Ocala and 64 in the Villages. Outside on our campus cam, beautiful blue skies out. Partly cloudy, and it feels like 81 degrees. You'll notice a subtle breeze. The wind speed's about 7 miles per hour right now. We're tracking several storms in the Panhandle that are going to be making their way to Gainesville starting tomorrow morning. Right now, from Pensacola to Tallahassee, in this dark green here, that represents a 1 on the scale for a severe thunderstorm risk. But as these storms continue to move southeast towards our area, they're going to become more widespread and scattered. You can see here we're tracking a cold front and a band of scattered thunderstorms and showers moving right alongside it, reaching Gainesville by the early half of the afternoon, continuing along with the exception of a few lingering scattered thunderstorms and showers in the later half of the afternoon. It looks like your evening commute is going to be mostly dry. The rest of the evening will be dry after around 2 p.m. tomorrow as that cold front continues to make its way further east and head off the coast of Florida. So you'll have a rain chance in the morning tomorrow, continuing on into the afternoon. A light wind will begin to develop and partly sunny skies as those storms start to clear out of our areas. Looking ahead, mostly sunny skies on Thursday. Later this week, there will be a chance for rain as we are tracking another cold front this weekend. So our temperatures are going to not drop with the cold front. We're tracking rain on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday this week as we're going to be lingering in the low to mid 80s. Back to you.
Thanks, Derrah. There is a big game this upcoming weekend for the Gators football team.
Yeah, Alexus, they are playing the #1 team in the nation.
Wow.
When we get back, WUFT's Taylor Burr is going to tell us more about the Florida-Georgia game this Saturday.
You're watching WUFT TV News.
Welcome to sports. I'm Taylor Burr. The Gator football team gets ready to face the #1 team in the nation and defending national champions Georgia this weekend. After a bye week, the Gators have been working hard to fix their mistakes and perfect their skills. All eyes are on head coach Billy Napier as he tries to pull off the upset of the season. This will be the 100th meeting between the Bulldogs and the Gators, with Georgia winning 53 of the previous contest. Napier believes this upcoming game presents an opportunity for the Gators.
We've got a tremendous amount of respect for the University of Georgia and the football team that they have. Kirby's done a fantastic job going into year 7. They continue personnel, the identity, a lot of players that we're very familiar with. So, defending national champs and the #1 team in the country, right? So it presents a great opportunity.
Game time on CBS is 3:30 Saturday in Jacksonville. Moving to the hardwood, the UF men's basketball team is now just 1 week away from the annual Orange and Blue scrimmage. For the past few weeks, the Gators have been working hard and trying to find their rhythm in their preseason practices. This week's focus has been attacking the rim, three-point shooting, and rebounding. UF head coach Todd Golden says the team as a whole is looking for improvement.
This league, it's the best offensive rebounding league in America. So if you think about it the other way, it's going to be hard to be a very good defensive rebounding team all the time. But I think if we can close the gap on that, it will really help us. And then three-point shooting wise, we gotta be a better three-point shooting team.
Moving to high school sports, several volleyball teams in the area are in regional action tonight. Oak Hall plays St. John Paul II in a regional quarterfinal matchup set for 6 p.m. The Eagles are currently on a 3-game winning streak, hoping to make it 4 in a row tonight. Elsewhere, PK Young is at Trinity Catholic in a 3A regional quarterfinal matchup, while Santa Fe High School hosts Space Coast in a 4A regional quarterfinal tonight at 7 o'clock.
Thanks, Taylor. Finally, a Gainesville garden celebrates 20 years since its founding. The Dreamers Garden is located at 920 Northwest 4th Street. Maria Huff Edwards founded the garden as a sensory place to enjoy the outdoors. Master gardener Greg McCann says the green place is a meaningful area.
They really enjoy having this little shady, peaceful bit of heaven right in the middle of Gainesville.
Keep Alachua County Beautiful hosts gardening events at Dreamers Garden every Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Participants are asked to wear closed-toed shoes and bring water. Supplies and equipment will be provided.
Now before we go, let's take one last check on the weather. Derrah, take us away.
This evening, we're going to be cooling down. Our overnight low tonight is going to be in the low 60s, partly cloudy skies overnight and a light wind picking up early tomorrow morning. The rest of this week, we're going to be lingering in the low to mid 80s as we are tracking 2 cold fronts moving in, bringing rain chances in tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Back to you.
Thanks, Derrah. BBC World News is next, and the PBS News Hour is coming up at 7.
But remember, your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org. Have a great night.